Sandbaggers Case Files, a look back at the best spy show you've never heard of. The Sandbaggers learn why it's important to keep your friends close and your enemies closer on today's episode, It Couldn't Happen Here. After a U.S. senator is assassinated on his front porch, Jeff Ross tells Burnside who he thinks is really responsible.
Well, I don't know who pulled the trigger, but I'll bet you anything it was FBI money that bought the bullet.
The FBI?
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Okay, look, this episode is a flaming, plague-ridden train wreck, and I'm just not going to review it. Maybe someday I might, but for sure not today. Over the course of 3 seasons, the Sandbaggers racked up a handful of outstanding episodes, a bunch of really good episodes, a few meh episodes. But there's only one episode that I truly, utterly despise, and it is this one. It's like watching a hostage scenario, with our favorite characters being forced at gunpoint to spout Ian Mackintosh's most paranoid bullshit conspiracy theories about J. Edgar Hoover and the Kennedy and Dr. Martin Luther King assassinations, and a bunch of other hooey. None of the characters sound like themselves, none of them act like themselves, and then Burnside goes rogue and decides to kill a cabinet minister. I mean, for the sake of my own sanity, I just don't consider this episode canon. And considering how mediocre some of next season's episodes are, that's really saying something. There's really only one relevant thing that happens in this episode, and it's the announcement that C, Sir James Greenleigh, is retiring due to angina, which is a thing you could die of back then. So instead of dragging you through this crap pile of an episode, I'm going to do a Best of James Greenleigh retrospective, because he was a great guy, and because when you meet the new guy, believe me, you're going to look back very fondly on Sir James, as does Burnside. So let's get started.
Come in, Neil. Care for a drop of rather indifferent plonk?
No, thank you, sir.
Sit down.
Look, Neil, I'd have you as my deputy chief tomorrow, and for 360 days of the year, but for the other 5, the days when you decide to double deal and bend the rules...
You get nervous?
Not nervous, terrified. You can't have the power without the responsibility.
And you mean I'm irresponsible?
Not as you see it, I know. But we're answerable to the government of the day. You can't have the tail wagging the dog.
But you won't allow the dog to bark.
To bark, yes, but it must bite strictly within the rules. Do you want to go around taking lumps out of people and hoping that no one will notice?
Are you set on destroying your career? It may be unfair to remind you, Neil, but over the past few months you've been insistent to the point of arrogance that you're the one with the expertise in operation. I'd like a feasible solution by close of play today. We're instruments of government, nothing more.
Tell that to my sandbaggers.
No, you tell it to the Sandbaggers. They're your section. I want a result on this one, Neil. The last thing we need in the Eastern Mediterranean is a civil war.
Well, Caine is probably the best special agent currently operating anywhere in the world.
Which will look very good on Caine's annual report, but less pertinent on my reply to the Prime Minister. Look, I don't mind getting my backside kicked all round Downing Street if there's the slightest chance of success.
Yes, thank you, I'll come in.
Abject apologies to my guests, but I'm summoned to Whitehall.
He does this regularly. Gets him out of the washing up.
Washing up is marginally more exciting than late-night meetings at the FCO. You're about to walk a tightrope with the CIA.
I appreciate that, sir.
Well, don't fall off, or you'll take the special relationship with you. Small consolation to the Prime Minister if he's faced with an international incident.
Oh, so that's it.
Yes, Neil. That's always it. I'll get the FCA to approach the Home Office. Meanwhile, send Caine in anticipation of approval.
I'll draft a note straight away.
Oh, I think even our efficient secretariat can make mistakes, Matthew. So? Second-class post will do nicely. I want your word, Neil.
I won't assassinate Stratford Baker. Because the system won't let me.
Then thank God for the system. I'm quite confident that the deputy chief will be fair and impartial.
Well, I'm not.
Don't push your luck, Neil. You haven't much left.
Understood, sir. Then can I contact Stratford Baker? Try to frighten him off?
I've gone suddenly deaf. Haven't you, James?
What was that you said, Geoffrey?
I may be in late tomorrow morning, sir. But if I may say so, your careers are drawing to a natural close anyway.
I had hoped not to end mine in disgrace. Don't go in over your head, Neil. I may not be here to protect you. Good night and good luck.
In the next episode, Burnside launches a covert campaign to derail the nomination of the new C, a maneuver that could blow back on the special section if it goes wrong. That's next time on the Sandbaggers Case Files.